Hello and welcome back. Today we are building another micro home. So this time I wanted to build a micro home that had a conservatory in it as well. So it's a little bit of a different shape than usual, and it's also 2 floors. So yeah, we've got this tiny micro home of 32 tiles across 2 floors, and it has a conservatory. So it's quite an interesting build, and I quite enjoyed it. I think it's a little bit quirky and a little bit different for a micro home. So I wanted the conservatory to look like quite a cosy place that you can just sit, read, chill, relax. And I really like the idea of a window seat. Unfortunately, they're not functional, but I think they look quite cozy. I do put a chair in there as well, so you can actually sit in the conservatory, but the actual window seats aren't functional, unfortunately. It was quite hard to do the layout of this one inside. I wanted a sofa. I wanted obviously we needed a kitchen and a bathroom and the bedroom. I definitely wanted upstairs. But I think in the end that it all works out quite nicely. It's all got different sections. There's like a clear little front room area, there's a clear kitchen area, and I think it all works well together. And I started to think it looked like a chapel with the way that I designed it and built it. I thought it looked like a really tiny, cute chapel. So I was like, okay, well, it can be like a converted chapel house then. I mean, I don't know if you'd get a chapel that tiny. I mean, maybe you would, but... So yeah, I was like, converted chapel, that'll do. They've added a little conservatory in. It's cute. I like the idea. So it was fun to build. I liked it. And then I wanted to try and I added these sunflowers. They stick out a little bit, but I wanted to look like they were like pressed in between the glass. I thought that just looked super cute, having like pressed like these sunflowers in between the glass panes. I want that in real life. So this is where I just add in the chair just to, so you actually have a place to sit in the conservatory and enjoy the sunshine. And obviously I added in some plants. You gotta make use of all the light. And I really like it. There was a lot more space than I was expecting. So I'm just filling it up with plants and adding lots of, we've got a little bookshelf next to we've got some little books next to the seating area. We've got lots of plants in here, some pillars on top of the little window seating. I think it looks nice. I'd like to sit in there. And yeah, so I'm just going through adding some plants and some rugs. So the theme I've gone for is kind of yellow and blue. It's like blue on the outside, and then we've got some kind of blue and yellow just decorations and such inside. I think it all works together. I think it's quite nice, quite light colours, easy to have in a small space. I really liked adding these little 2 llamas together. I thought it looked so cute. So I'm just trying to separate off the lounge bit a little bit more. I don't think it looks like, I mean obviously it's small, but I don't think it looks like a micro home when you're in it. I think it just looks like a bit of a small house. I think the layout works really well for this. And just adding some extra bits, adding some bits to the kitchen. Of course, got to use shelves. You can't really clutter up the side that much because there's only one counter, and if you add anything on, then your Sims won't cook with it. So, adding in some shelves above the sink so that I can add in some nice little bits, some books on top of the pillows, so just more reading material. I mean, you sometimes can't actually read from it, it's just decoration, but I like it because I feel like if you're in the middle of the book, you'd probably just leave it on the pillow and come back to it. I'm just trying to add a few more bits just to try and make it look quite nice and cozy. So then we move on to the outside, and I was trying to think I never really use terrain tools. They kind of intimidate me and I find them really scary. They're quite hard to use and I never know how to make it look right. But I thought because it kind of looked like a little chapel, then a lot of churches in England have kind of nice raised rocky bits that you kind of walk up, and there's sometimes little steps and stuff. So I was like, I want to try and do something like that, make it like a little church ground, because if it's a chapel anyway, then it might as well look a bit like churchy chapel-y. So that's what I tried to do. I think it's quite a subtle slope up, and then the stairs on the other side to get back down. So it's not massively all terrained up and all fancy, but I think it's a nice little subtle slope up that you can just walk up and just enjoy. I think it works well for the build. It took me forever to add in all of these rocks. so many rocks building it up. As I definitely want this rocky bit all around it, and then some flower beds and flowers too. And then at some point I was like, I just don't want to put in any more rocks. But it's fine. It's all rocked up in the end. So just going through, and then we've got some different areas outside. Because, if you're living in a micro home, I think it's important to have kind of a nice outdoor space as well. So you can kind of live partially inside, partially outside. You can definitely use both. Although, if you're living in the UK, not really, because it just rains all the time. But, it still rains all the time in The Sims as well. So it's fine. They can just enjoy getting wet, and when it's raining, they can just run inside and hide. But so I tried to just go for pinky purples, like a bit more muted colours that are still quite nice. Because I felt like they looked kind of like churchy and chapel-y, as like, yeah, having like the nice purple plants and stuff. So I've just gone through and filling it all out. And I like it in the end. I do think it looks really, really nice. And experimenting this little bit of the terrain has kind of made me feel a bit more confident with trying out more terrain in the future. So I might try and do more bits. I'll see. It is scary, but no, I liked it and I liked how it turned out. So I think I'll try and do some more little bits, but I'm not really sure what other kind of, I don't know, I'm always just like flat ground will do. So I want to try and experiment and branch out a little bit more with the terrain. I added some wisteria around the edges, but now I'm not too sure if I like it or not. So I don't know, but it's there. If people don't like it, you can always just delete it. I just thought it might look nice kind of growing up a bit more with the purple and kind of covering some of the windows and such. So we've got a couple of little benches, because I think, if you've got a nice like outside area, you might as well sit outside and enjoy it. So there's like, there's a picnic table outside, so you can take some food outside, there's some nice lights, and so, you can just chill outside with some of your friends or your partner for a bit and just enjoy, have a little bit of a barbecue, cook some food, enjoy the weather when it's nice. So yeah, so I think it's super sweet. I'm just going through, adding in some lights and adding in some, final pictures, wall decorations. So we're nearly at the end of the build, just adding in some rugs, just trying to make it look a bit more homely and add in some light for those dark days. So this is the bedroom, and obviously you've got the bed and the easel, and it's quite comfortable. There's a little door outside to a little balcony which you can put a chair on. And then this is the finished conservatory. I think it looks really nice. Just you can just sit in your chair, watch all your flowers, and watch all the birds come by. And then this is the kitchen and the living room. You can just see it all fits in nicely, it all curves around, it works really well. So that's the final house. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe so I know to make more in the future and so that you don't miss out on any other micro homes. And I'll see you next time. Have a great day and bye for now.